And Kohler on the wet roads. Storm teammates Emily Skydema with a look at conditions outside, and meteorologist Ellen Baca tracking this massive system from the Gulf to West Michigan. Ellen, we start out with what you're calling a winter alert, but it doesn't feel like winter right now.
No, it doesn't. And this is one of those things that's going to be translating through the day. So overnight, we're right on track with the heavy rain and the mild temperatures that was expected as we started to get this big moisture surge. But through the day, we're going to start to funnel down cold air from the north. And as that happens, we're going to start to transform the rain over to a wintry mix and snow. Already this morning, Big Rapids has occasionally been reporting some light snow. And by the time we get to 7 or 8 a.m., we're going to start to see some of that cold air move down to the I-96 corridor. By late morning, transitioning over places near I-96 over to the wintry mix. And this is going to be an all-day thing, even lasting past dark tonight. So spots like I-94 might not even see a transition over to wintry mix until later on this afternoon. Again, it has a many stage progression here with this system and many rounds of rain as it rolls north. Will be transitioning over to a wintry mix. So here's what we got going on right now. Already some of those rainfall rates and amounts have been pretty substantial, and we've only been seeing really about 5 hours or so of steady heavy rain with more on the way. Here's the direct transport from the Gulf of Mexico. You can see we've got a tornado warning associated with this storm. We've got thunderstorms just off to the south. So this morning, Battle Creek and Kalamazoo might actually hear a rumble of thunder. Those are actually pretty close nearby. You can see them moving up towards the Mendon area as we speak, and they're moving quickly, clipping in close to about 50 miles per hour in some cases, so those should be arriving shortly. Look at this temperature difference here. So this is what is going to make or break the winter storm for so many. How well can this cold air win out against the warm moisture surge from the south? Right now we've got 31 from Traverse City, and it's translating on down. Emily Skydema is here now to show how those two should collide, what we're expecting in terms of wintry mix, and then to play it out on the future cast a bit so people can see a little bit better. Emily?
We still have the rain coming down in Grand Rapids, and it has lessened in intensity just a little bit, but we've had some heavy rain throughout the morning. And if you look behind me, you can see that rain really rushing down the driveway. So a wet morning. It's areas farther to the north where we're starting to see that transition already. Here's what we're expecting to see throughout the day. This goes through precipitation types and the timing just a little bit. Farther to the north, so Newaygo County on up to the north, we're expecting to see that rain to snow mix early this morning. So we're already starting to see that transition just a bit. Those areas are forecast to see a bit more snow. We could end up with 4 to 8 inches of snow there by the time this wraps up tomorrow morning. If you look at that middle tier of counties, so those areas highlighted in pink, we're expecting to see the rain turn over to a mix or some light snow later on this morning. In that area in the lightest pink, that's where we have the best chance of seeing some high ice accumulation. Farther down to the south, the counties highlighted in green. It's probably going to be later today, even this evening, that we start to see that transition from the rain over to a wintry mix. Those areas could still see some ice accumulation. It's just going to hold off longer. So let's walk through all of this on Futurecast. Starting around 8 a.m. this morning, we're still going to be seeing some of that moderate to heavy rain down to the south of 96. To the north of 96, we start to see that transition. Rolling into the afternoon, 1 p.m., we're seeing some more widespread snow to the north, freezing rain through the central part of our viewing area. And then once we get to 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we're seeing that freezing line continue to drop down to the south. By midnight, everyone should be seeing some sleet, some freezing rain, and you start to see the snow wrapping around as well. And then early tomorrow morning, everyone should be dealing with that snow. So going through that Futurecast, you can see the timing of who's going to see what happen when, but it's all a very variable situation, so we'll be watching it through the day. In Grand Rapids, Emily Skydema, News 8.
Well, thanks, Emily. The good news is it's the weekend, and many of you won't have to be on the roads. The bad news for those who do have to venture out, it's a real mess right now, and that is expected to get a lot worse. News 8's Justin Kohler is out in it right now. And Justin, what are you seeing?
Good morning, Joe. Yeah, we're venturing out this morning. As you said, not many people on the roads right now. We're not seeing any plows or anything of that nature because any treatment they could have laid down overnight would have just been washed away by all this rain. I want to give you a look at what we're seeing. We're driving down Eastern right now in Grand Rapids. These side roads are very saturated and low points have flooded. So be sure to take extra caution when passing these high water points, especially in low areas if you have to. because your vehicle could stall. It almost happened to me this morning. And as you can see here, there's just a lot of water, especially, as I say, in these low points. As we're driving along, we're seeing flooded areas throughout Grand Rapids. We're going to continue to track the roads, and we'll report back to you on what we're seeing throughout the morning hours. We're driving live in Grand Rapids. Justin Kolar, News 8.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. A good reminder, if you see standing water on a road, avoid it at all costs because you just don't know how deep it is. We're also seeing a number of flight delays at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Take a look. More than a dozen flights canceled already throughout the day. They range from flights to Chicago O'Hare to Florida to Phoenix. We're still working to get a hold of airport leaders to find out what's going on with the cancellations. We'll update you when we know more. And power outages are going to be an issue later today, but we're already seeing a few pop up around West Michigan. About 700 are in the dark right now in Byron Center, but there's a few outages in the Rockford and Comstock Park area as well. We'll keep a close eye on those throughout the day. Emergency management officials in Kalamazoo will be out this morning monitoring conditions. While snow and ice are concerns around Grand Rapids, people in Kalamazoo are expecting flooding to be a bigger deal because they'll get mostly rain all day, especially later next week once the water has time to drain into the rivers and lakes. Crews are keeping a close eye on the levels of the Kalamazoo River. And if you're thinking of picking up a generator, you may not be able to find one. Kingsland Ace Hardware in Cascade says they sold their last portable generator yesterday morning. Now, usually the rush for generators happens after the storm when the power is knocked out for a day or two, but the storm they're predicting has a lot of people thinking ahead. There were some rentals still available yesterday, but they were going fast. Family Farm and Home in Plainfield Township said they expected a delivery of about 400 generators overnight, but may be best to call and check on availability before heading out to buy one. You're going to want to download this on your phone today if you haven't already. It's the Storm Team 8 app. It has everything you need: live radar, alerts, the forecast hour by hour, temperatures, and more. It's all free. Get it in your app store.